NBA fans, what's up? This is Vince Carter here. And if you're looking for the best of old school NBA, check out the Basketball Time Machine with Sean David.
Good day, everyone. Welcome back to the show. I'm Sean David. Let's talk some old school basketball. In today's episode, I want to talk about one of the biggest what-ifs in NBA history. A player that by some people actually had the potential to be better than Michael Jordan, and at a certain time in basketball history, even was better than Michael Jordan. The name is Len Bias. If you haven't heard of him, don't worry, we're going to take a look at him. But before we start with this video, if you like this video, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Also, if you want to support this channel and get access to even more videos, check out my Patreon account. And I would say, without any more blah blah, let's get right into today's episode.
I haven't seen anybody score 23 points a game at 35 and 41. So I think that I've been really blessed by the Lord, and I just thank Him for all the talents that I have.
We interrupt this program for a special report from Channel 4 News.
A local success story took a tragic turn this morning.
Page County emergency. Yeah, I'd like to have an ambulance come. Room. 1103 Washington Hall. It's an emergency. It's Len Bias.
Bias was rushed to Leland Hospital early this morning by ambulance.
You know, Lenny he was a hero in the area.
Where I grew up at, we were Georgetown Hoya fans. He changed that whole area.
Incredible college basketball.
He had lift when lift wasn't popular.
He was smooth, you know, he had a really good jump shot. He could dunk on anybody from anywhere.
It probably won't dawn on me till I'm about 10 years later when I'm old and watching somebody else play and say, well, I used to could do that, and I could do it better than that.
Two of the finest athletes in the country, Michael Jordan and Bias going up side by side. Bias just out.
Michael was somewhat like Lenny, but more high profile.
Lenny Bias's game was probably as strong as Michael Jordan's at that point in their career.
A lot of people say, well, how do you do that? And I don't really think it's anything. It's nothing to me. It's a small thing. I dunk the ball and they just go off.
The Boston Celtics select Len Bias of the University of Maryland.
Really hoping that it could have been Boston in the end.
Yeah, I really was hoping that it was Boston. And my dream came true.
Alright, you guys, if you haven't heard of Len Bias, don't worry, that guy actually never played a single game in the NBA. That was actually a very tragic story, but let's have a look about who Len Bias actually was. Len Bias was born on the 18th November in 1963 in Landover, Maryland. He was one of 4 children and born to James and Lonis Bias. Lenny played at Northwestern High School in Maryland, but was no standout player. His game hadn't developed yet, and at that time he was far away from being a talented NBA prospect. In 1982, Bias attended college at Maryland, and at that time he really started to work out like crazy. He was literally fed up with being an average player and decided to go all in at basketball. In his freshman season, he only received 22 minutes a game, which resulted in 7.1 points per game. But in the second season, his hard work really paid off. After the summer break, he came back with a body of a bodybuilder, plus a great jump shot and many other new skills that he developed over the summer. Bias transferred from a role player to a college star. In fact, his game got so good that in the second season he became one of the best players in the country. Because of his physical and athletic style of play, he became a real nightmare for many other college superstars. And Lenny really wanted those matchups and those challenges. And that is exactly where this Jordan comparisons came from. Actually, Bias and Jordan had an epic battle where Michael Jordan, and even I as a Michael Jordan fan have to say that Michael Jordan really had a tough time with Bias. So let's have a look.
It could be the best game of the year. This is Adrian Branch. Great one-on-one player. Matt Doherty, a superb defender, is on him. Herman Beal, make that Lenny Bias, the 6'8 sophomore from Landover. Excellent jumper, and he got those two down by either guard. Cross-court pass. Beautiful pass from Herman Beal to Len Bias, and listen to those fans.
And there we get a good look at his athletic ability. Bias taking one step, going up two hands, and slamming it through.
18 minutes to go, first half. Jordan, soft, pretty shot by Michael Jordan.
When Michael Jordan gets the ball 10 feet from the basket, there's hardly anything a defender can do. Beal did the right thing, stuck his hands up in the air, but he...
Lenny Bias.
Switch. Len Bias, definitely a future star in the ACC. He's got so much talent inside and outside.
Sam Perkins working on Fothergill at the baseline. Jordan with a follow tip. Michael Jordan, what a shot.
That's where he comes out of nowhere, flying through the air.
Maryland handled it well. This is Bias, who already has 8. Now he has 10. Lenny Bias really improved as a shooter.
With his head up, sees Bias down the floor, and you can throw it pretty high because he can go get it. But notice how he gets under control, and then he goes up strong. You like to see your big guys do that. That's a big basket, and he's playing a super game tonight. Maryland in a man-to-man defense, trying to put a lot of pressure on the ball. There's where they didn't want it to go. Michael Jordan inside.
Jordan got the roll. Jordan with 8 points, 8 of the Carolina 20, and that's where we're tied at 20. Bias didn't take the shot that time. He will this time. Landry and Branch from Maryland, 4 superstars, really doing a job.
Absolutely, and Sam Perkins continues to amaze me. He gets to the open spot on the offensive board, and there's Len Bias at the other end.
Answer for Andrew. This is Beal. Lenny Bias, who's had such a big ball game, double clutch, and he made it.
2 of the finest athletes in the country, Michael Jordan and Bias going up side by side. Here's the rebound attempt. Michael Jordan, look at the inside position, and when he gets the rebounds he should. You can see the foul over the back.
North Carolina won that game, but they also definitely had the better team. But still, Bias outscored Jordan. Bias had 24 points, Michael Jordan had 21, and North Carolina actually had everybody guarding Bias. And as I mentioned earlier, even Jordan had his troubles with Len Bias. Len Bias stayed for 2 more years in Maryland and basically won everything he can win as a college player. He was a 2-time ACC Player of the Year in 1985 and 1986, an ACC Athlete of the Year in 1986, an All-American, and especially in his last season he was putting up eye-popping numbers, averaging 23 points, 7 rebounds, shooting 54% of the field and 86 from the free throw line. So there was no question if he would be a lottery pick at the NBA draft.
The number 2 pick in the first round of the 86 draft, and here's the commissioner, David Stern.
The Boston Celtics select Len Bias of the University of Maryland.
There he is, Len Bias. Len was sitting by his mother. She is here with him. Len Bias had a great career at Maryland. Many people think he may be the best athlete in the draft.
Now, from Television 9, Washington's news station, this is Eyewitness News at noon.
Good afternoon. I'm Bob Dalton.
I'm Andrea Rowan. A local success story took a tragic turn this morning. Len Bias, the Maryland University basketball star on his way to becoming a world champion Boston Celtic, died of an apparent heart attack today at Leland Memorial Hospital in Prince George's County.
Man, what can you say? Damn drugs. We missed out on a potential legend.
You know, I played against Len Bias when he was a sophomore in college, and he was incredible.
You played, that ACC was a monster back then, because Len Bias was another one, obviously died tragically of the cocaine overdose on draft night.
Yes.
If I've heard people say if he had lived, we know he got drafted by the Celtics, he would have played with Bird and those guys, that Jordan would not have become Jordan, or at least wouldn't have been the only dominant player. Like,
he owned Mike.
You really?
He owned Mike in college.
Now, Mike was good in college.
He owned a lot of us in college. I remember we beat him. The first time we beat him, I blocked his shot, and he fell down. And there's a great picture of me pointing at him. Yeah, I was all on top of him. And I'm like, oh, Lord. I woke up the beast. Even though we won that game, then we went down there to Maryland. Oh, my Lord, they destroyed us. He remembered that block, and he came at me the whole game.
Did he say anything about it?
He didn't say anything about it. He didn't have to. You know, he just came out. He showed me in his game.
You know, when I first thought about having Jay on, Jay sent out a tweet earlier this morning, and it had to do with Len Bias. On this day in 1986, the great Len Bias died. He was one of the greatest players I had ever seen. Simply amazing Superman on the floor. And Jay was, I believe, at Duke still at that time when you faced Len Bias. Jay, kind enough to join us. What do you remember about Len Bias, the player?
Well, we were in the same class, so we graduated the same year and played 4 years against one another. And he was friendly with a few of the players on my team, with Johnny Dawkins, Tommy Amaker. All grew up in the D.C. area, and I remember him being Superman. Honestly, Dan, he was unstoppable. Had just a spectacular athlete with a chiseled body, and he could really shoot it. He was a great jump shooter. And a 2-footed leaper. I think a lot of people remember. I think Maryland was the first team to beat North Carolina in the Dean Dome when it just opened up. We played the first game in there, but they were the first team to win. And he had scored a bucket, then made a steal and a reverse dunk. That he did stuff that was iconic. And there were 3 players in the ACC back then that I felt were better than anybody. One was Michael Jordan. The second was Ralph Sampson, and the third was Len Bias. That's how good he was.
Len Bias is definitely one of the most tragic stories in NBA and in general basketball history. Of course, we will never know how good he actually could have been. I doubt that he would have been as good as Michael Jordan, because Michael Jordan is the GOAT to me, as you probably know. But still, I think it would have been really interesting to see how good that guy actually could have been. But hey, we will never know. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Take care and goodbye.